I've been living in my grandmother's old house on Elm Street since she passed away last November, and it's been a month since I started noticing strange things. At first, it was just the creaks and groans of an old house settling, but then I saw my grandmother's favorite armchair move from the living room to the attic. I could have sworn I left it downstairs. The air was thick with the scent of old books and dust as I climbed the creaky stairs to investigate. That's when I saw it, a faint smudge on the wall near the chair. It looked like a handprint. My heart racing, I reached out to touch it. Suddenly, I heard footsteps coming from downstairs. Heavy, deliberate footsteps. I froze, my hand inches from the wall. The footsteps stopped right outside the attic door. Part 2 is coming. Follow so you do not miss it. Welcome back. If you remember where we left off, things were about to get much worse. Remember the footsteps that stopped outside the attic door? I stood there, holding my breath, waiting for them to continue. But there was only silence. The stillness was oppressive, making my skin crawl. I slowly backed away from the wall, my eyes fixed on the door. It was old and warped, with a rusty hinge that creaked ominously. I tried to shake off the feeling of being watched and crept downstairs to investigate. That's when I saw my best friend, Rachel, standing in the kitchen, sipping coffee. She had a key and sometimes stayed over, but something about her seemed off. Her eyes looked different. She turned to me and smiled, but it was a fraction too late. "Hey, what's wrong?" she asked, noticing my expression. I hesitated, unsure how to explain. The handprint, the footsteps, it all sounded paranoid. This story is not over. Part 3 drops next. Before I continue, if you have not seen Part 2, go watch it now. Trust me. As I stood there, frozen, Rachel's smile faltered. "Seriously, what's wrong?" she repeated, putting down her coffee. I took a deep breath and told her everything. The moved chair, the handprint, the footsteps. She listened, her expression unreadable. When I finished, she nodded thoughtfully. "Let's check the security cameras," she said, heading to my grandmother's old study. The cameras were an old system, but they covered the main areas of the house. As we reviewed the footage, I saw a figure lurking in the shadows. It was too dark to make out features, but it was definitely there. Rachel's eyes locked onto mine, a mixture of concern and fear. "We need to check the rest of the house," she whispered. We started with the basement. The door creaked as I pushed it open. Part 4 is coming. Follow so you do not miss it. Before I continue, if you have not seen Part 3, go watch it now. Trust me. Remember the creaking basement door? As I stepped down into the darkness, the air grew colder. Rachel followed close behind, her flashlight casting eerie shadows on the walls. The basement was cluttered with old trunks and boxes, but one thing caught my eye, a small, antique music box on a dusty shelf. It was playing a haunting melody, one I remembered from my childhood. My grandmother used to play it for me. Suddenly, the music stopped. The silence was oppressive. Rachel's voice was barely audible. "What's going on?" she whispered. I turned to her, but her eyes were fixed on something behind me. I spun around, but there was nothing, just the darkness. And then, I heard my grandmother's voice, whispering my name. To this day, no one has been able to explain what really happened. Follow for more true stories.